If Tyler Loop makes that field goal, is John Harbaugh still here coaching this team?
For a week.
Yo, what is
Okay.
going on, guys? Keeping Black Quarterback Series. Not really a Black Quarterback Series video, but it's me, and we're going to talk about the NFL playoffs and how it's going. So, I wasn't going to start with Bashotti, but since I put that at the beginning, I thought that was hilarious. We're going to start with Bashotti. So, Steve Bashotti, owner of the Baltimore Ravens, the what he said at the beginning was essentially, if Tyler Loop would have made the field goal and they would have gotten to the playoffs and blase, John Harbaugh still be here? He said for a week. Because Steve knows, like the rest of us, that what happened to the Steelers yesterday. I did a video about that. I'm going to leave both videos that I did reacting to the games at the end. He knows what we know, that they would have got dominated just like the Steelers did. And so I thought that was funny. I thought I'd put that out there. So speaking of the Steelers, Mike Tomlin is finally, and I don't want to say it like I'm happy for him, but Mike Tomlin is relieved of his duties. He was soft fired, mutually decided to part ways, blah, blah, blah. He was fired. And I apologize if y'all heard something. They're like doing construction or something downstairs, and I don't know what they got going on down there. But so if you hear some humming, that's what it is. And so yeah. Mike Tomlin is gone. He's been mutually decided to part ways, and all I can say, the difference between Mike Harbaugh and Mike Tomlin, John Harbaugh and Mike Tomlin is, I think Mike Tomlin will find a job faster. I think Mike Tomlin is a great leader of men. I think he is a great organizer. He's a great He does a good job of galvanizing his guys and have his guys running through a brick wall for him, right? John Harbaugh, people were sick of it at the end. The Steelers, to me, didn't really seem like they were sick of it. They just didn't have the horses, right? So I think Mike Tomlin will find his way on his feet. Oakland or Vegas? Do you want to go rebuild the Giants? Do you want to go to the Giants? I don't think he's going to have as much openings, just based off the fact that Mike Tomlin needs young people under him. Mike Tomlin, I think, is a great head coach. He needs better minds. And I'm not calling Mike Tomlin dumb, but I think Mike Tomlin needs fresh young blood under him that can show him and learn new things. As a black man, we all know older black men don't like learning new stuff. And in order for Mike Tomlin to continue coaching any level of football, Mike Tomlin has to be open to learning new stuff and new schemes and being open to that type of thing. I don't think Mike Tomlin's ego is as big as John Harbaugh's, to where John Harbaugh, regardless of where he go, is going to implement his BS and is not going to be successful in the playoffs. So that's what I think. 7 straight losses. It was just time. It was time. A few years ago, it's time now. I spoke about Mike Tomlin earlier this season. And, I'm just glad that mutually parted ways. Go ahead and take time off, which means we have a new guard in the AFC North. The only team, and I said this on Facebook, the only team that's happy about their team, the only person that's this, what would be the word for it? Upset or distraught about their team is Cincinnati. I said, funny enough, I don't know if I said it on the channel. I know I've said it to friends and family. Wouldn't it be funny if the whole AFC North fired their coach? And I know I've said this on the show before, that the whole AFC North wanted their coach fired. We got 3 out of 4. Baltimore needs a new coach. Steelers need a new coach. Cleveland needs a new coach. And Cincinnati, cheap self, still going to run out there with Zach Taylor and get outcoached. So it's going to be interesting to see. I'm probably going to cover all 3 of them because all 3 of these teams are very interesting in nature. So it's going to be a fire summer. It's going to be a fire summer as far as the football content. I might not need to think of anything. We'll have a lot of content. Anyway, so that's Mike Tomlin. Going back to Steve Bisciotti. Steve Bisciotti talked a big game in that press conference. Huge game. He thought they was going to lose to Pittsburgh or lose to Houston, and he was going to have to fire Mike Tomlin today. or not Mike Tomlin, he's going to fire John Harbaugh today. He spoke about Lamar Jackson and how essentially he wanted Lamar Jackson to be a Raven for life. He talked about his frustrations with the offensive line. He talked about his frustrations with just the coaching in general, and how he didn't want John Harbaugh to create a whole new coaching staff just for him to be fired the next year. And so he went into good detail about a lot of those things, and he talked a good game. We're going to see, because at this point, the coach is gone. We can't blame the coach. EDC is there. If EDC doesn't do a good job next year, we can fire EDC. And then at that point, it's Lamar, right? So on the hierarchy of things, that's why I'm doing it with. And Rashadi put the pressure on EDC to build this offensive line. They're going to have a vortex again around Lamar next season. I expect Lamar to have another MVP season and him to be much better and happier at the end of next season than he is right now. Because it just sounds like DaCosta is going to put the major pressure on this team to be better. So I love what I'm hearing out of Baltimore. If you see me with a new Baltimore hoodie on, mind your business. So Greg Roman, the guy that I hated for them 3-4 years when he had freaking graveyard Deshaun Watson and not Deshaun Watson, Deshaun Jackson, and a bunch of threes, and told Lamar to go out there and win with it, to ultimately get to the playoffs and not be able to do anything. Excuse me. To not be able to do anything, and then we blame Lamar for it. I have plenty of screenshots, if I can find these screenshots at the time I'm editing this. Plenty of screenshots to show that Justin Herbert suffered from the same thing that Lamar suffered with, if not worse. Greg Roman is terrible. He's a great run game coordinator. My uncle said this a few days ago. He needs to be a run game coordinator. Great run game. But as far as like the whole offense, he's terrible. He better not get a head coaching job somewhere. I could see him being an offensive coordinator for a college team. I feel like that style of offense works in college. It don't work with all these complex defenses in the NFL no more. It just does not work anymore. And so to see Greg Roman fail in another spot, and he failed the same type of way with Lamar. Now, granted, there was injuries and blah, blah, blahs, but generally it's the same thing. He scored with two of the most talented quarterbacks we've seen. He has not scored more than 25, I don't think, in any of the playoff games. Maybe one. Don't call me on that. Vet me on that. But if I'm not mistaken, he hasn't scored that much. And with Lamar Jackson and Justin Herbert, we could talk about Justin Herbert's playoff failures and how Justin Herbert has not lived up to expectations, and Justin Herbert ain't a top 10 quarterback and he shouldn't sniff that until he can have playoff success and all that. All of that is true. But when I see a guy have Justin Herbert and Lamar Jackson and the results is the same, we can blame Lamar and Justin all we want to, but we got to start with Greg. You're the common denominator. So, Greg Roman, don't let the door hit you with a good Lord split you. We shouldn't see you no more in the NFL. We probably will because of the Good Old Boy Network, but I don't need to see you no more. And so, the most egregious coach on this video, Kevin Petulu, that sounds like some Disney character stuff. Kevin Petulu, the coach, the offensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, did Jalen Hurts play well this year? No. Did he have a down year? Yes. Is this on Jalen Hurts and AJ and the crew? Yes. But the same thing that you can say about Greg Roman, you can say about Petulu, is that you did not maximize your talent, so to speak, right? You give McDaniels that talent, right? You give Andy Reid that talent. There's no way that this offense looks inept like it is. I was watching my guy. I always forget my white guy's name. My guy. I don't know him personally, but I love his videos, right? And so he broke it down, and he was like, this is probably the play that got Petulu fired. And so running 4 verts on that coverage is terrible because there's nowhere to throw the ball. I'm gonna find a screenshot and I'm gonna put it in here. You running 4 verts on this on this defense when it's 4 in the middle and then it's 2 over. I think it was he said it was cover 4. He was cover 4 and then I think it turned into like a 2 shell. I'm very remedial with my defensive terminologies. Like I know what I'm seeing, but I can't really verbal it. You know what I mean? It's like understanding the language but not being able to speak it. It's, you know what I mean? So the coverage was perfect. The offense was terrible. I also saw another video where Jalen Hurts just was over what Petula was saying. And he looked at Nick Sirianni like, bro, for real? Like, excuse my language. He looked at Sirianni like, is this nigga serious? Is this nigga serious? That's the look he gave him. He threw his helmet on and as a good shoulder went out there and played. So your quarterback is looking at the offensive coordinator like, what are we doing? AJ, as I said in my video when I broke down his game, I'm gonna leave that link in the description. AJ did not have a good game. They might not even be having this conversation. I think they fired Kevin either way, but they would probably be in this week's divisional prediction video, which is still is going to be at the end of this video. I might break it out on Friday. Yes. So the offensive coordinator is gone. This will be, I think, Jalen Hurts' like 7th straight offensive coordinator since college into now. He's never had a coordinator more than a year. So I don't know. I'm thinking McDonald gonna take that job. I want him to be the Baltimore's OC, but that job is just so much better, you know. So I don't know. So that does it for all the coaching stuff and all the housekeeping things and everything. So let's get to the divisional round prediction. If you stayed this long, I appreciate you. I know that was a long-winded part of the video, but it's so much happened today that I had to talk about that. I had to dedicate the beginning of the video and talk about that. So let's get to the divisional round. So the divisional round, I was going to call them Bulls. Buffalo, Denver, 49ers, Seattle, Houston, Pats, the Rams, and the Bears. So we're going to go by the times they're played. So Saturday's games. I don't know why I want to call them the Bulls. The Bills in Denver. So it's going to come down to which quarterback is cleaner, I think. If Bo Nix gets out there and he throws a few interceptions and turns the ball over a little bit, I think it's going to be plus Buffalo. If Josh Allen goes out there and do Josh Allen things and regresses, it's going to be Bo Nix who steals the show. Whichever quarterback can play a cleaner game, that's like Doug Keese. I know that. I'm not sure if Denver can play at this high level right now. They was off. They at home. I've seen better quarterbacks and better teams struggle with this. I remember Lamar Jackson sitting out there for 2 weeks, came back, wasn't the same guy. I know they didn't sit out 2 weeks because Bo played the last game of the season, but is Bo Nix ready for this? Is Bo Nix ready for this type of stage? We know Josh Allen is. We can say what we want about Josh Allen, but we know Josh Allen has been on this stage. He went toe-to-toe, blow for blow with some of the best quarterbacks that we got in the game right now. We know Josh Allen, at the very least, is built for this. Is Bo Nix built for this? It's going to get tight in that fourth quarter. I don't think this is going to be a runaway game either way. It's going to get tight in that fourth quarter. Which defense can make the stops to win this game? Which quarterback can overcome the defense probably giving up a touchdown they shouldn't give up? Which offense is like I said, it's going to be cleaner. So that's what it's going to come down to. It's going to come down to a lot of small details. And I know that Josh has been here before. Josh has been here to done this, right? So I think I picked Trevor Lawrence to get to this point. So that side of the bracket is bursting. So, but who I got left in the field, I'm picking oh man, I don't know why I keep wanting to call them the Bulls. I'm going to pick Josh Allen and the Bills to make it to the AFC Championship game. I just think that the Josh Allen is more seasoned. I think Josh Allen kind of has to rise to this moment. He know everything that's on his chest right now, and Josh Allen is trying to prove that he's the second best quarterback in the league. I think number one is running away. I think Pat has it, regardless of what happens next. If Josh Allen can get and win to a Super Bowl, there's nothing me as a Lamar Jackson fan can ever say that would make the masses think that Josh Allen is not better, even though Lamar is. But this is Josh's moment. He's the best. I don't know. Yeah, he's probably the best quarterback available now. If you want to say Caleb Williams is better than him, there's an argument to be made for really only three guys, and he's playing the other one. So I'm going to go with Josh Allen making it to the AFC Championship game. So the final game on Saturday, the 49ers and Seattle. This is where it gets tricky because I picked Seattle to get to the Super Bowl. But I picked Seattle to get to the Super Bowl predicated off if they played Philadelphia, who they are better than Philadelphia. And I think they could have ran away and hid on Philadelphia. They're not going to be able to run away and hide on the 49ers because the 49ers know where all the bodies are buried, so to speak, because they've played each other twice already. So I expect that defense to play well. I don't think that Brock Purdy is going to get off all the stuff that he's been getting off lately against this tough Seattle defense. I'm still picking Seattle, but this game is going to be a field goal game. It's going to come down to a bad call here, bad call there, probably a tip ball or interception. If Sam, like I said about CJ, if Sam Darnold going to play well enough in the playoffs to not mess this up, and if he does, is their defense going to be able to cover for them as much? Because we saw CJ play absolute horse manure, and the defense was able to hold him down until he was ready to actually play ball in the second half. And so yeah, that's what I'm going. I'm going with Seattle in a close one, probably 25-24, something like that. So Sunday's games, Houston Patriots, LA Bears. Call me crazy. I think we talked about the NFC, not the NFC, the AFC North earlier this video. This Patriots Houston game is going to be like an old AFC North slug fight. We're talking Ray Lewis, Palomalu, Ben Roethlisberger, Joe Flacco, one of them type games where nobody scores a touchdown. And if they do score touchdowns, it's on offensive scoop or defensive scoops and scores. Both of these defenses are really good, really, really good. I think Houston is historic, but I do think the Patriots one is very good. So I got this game probably 12-9 Houston. I think CJ is going to best out Drake May. It's not Drake May's time yet. I think he's going to, whichever quarterback can get into the end zone in this game, I think is going to win the game. Because I only think maybe two touchdowns are going to be scored in this game. I got it 12-9 Houston. And so the final game of the week, probably going to be the most electrifying game of the week. Final score probably going to be, like, both teams probably going to have a combined 85 points. LA versus the Bears. I just think it's the Bears' time. They've had luck on their side. It's not luck when you do it well, but, like, I think it's the Bears' time, at the very least, to make it to an NFC Championship game. So I have the Bears probably on the last second drive, because it's always the last second drive. You got to hunt and destroy the Bears in order for the Bears to go away quietly, because the Bears are not going away quietly. They're going to be down 15 points with 10 minutes left, and the Bears still got a chance. The Bears, I'm still picking Seattle and Houston to come out. But the Bears could be the Pacers. They essentially are the Pacers of the NFL, where no matter what lead you got, it's not safe against this team because they're gonna make a run and come back. So that's what I'm going with. I'm going with Chicago. So I got Chicago, I got Houston, I got Buffalo, and I got Seattle. And I already gave my Super Bowl prediction, so I'll leave that at the end of the description as well. So what a week. What a week. I'm probably gonna break out this part and put it out on Friday. But let me know what you guys think. If you're one of these teams that got your coach fired, um, leave a comment. Let me know. If you're an Eagles fan, let me know who y'all want as your offensive coordinator. And I'll talk to you guys probably Saturday night. Probably Saturday night. I'll talk to you guys Saturday night. Peace.